And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kassarian, and we are back in Naval Action. All right. So, what are we doing today? Well, we're just pulling into the port of Savannah right now. That's Savannah off in the distance right there. And we're going to talk about different types of ships. Ships, and levels and how they affect each other. All right, so this is a snow class. All right. She's a decent ship. She's probably the second ship you're going to be sitting down in. Not the second ship you're able to sit down in, but probably the second one you'll actually wind up in. Most common advice is when you're in the cutter, just keep grinding away on the cutter until you can get into this baby. Now, when I say when you can get into, what I don't mean is... okay. What I want to say in this instance is that you can get other ships. In fact, you can buy any ship in the game from the beginning if you can find it and pay for it. The difference is that can you actually crew her? So you have different ranks starting this game. And I believe you start as a midshipman on the American side. And goes up to, Lieutenant JG, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. You can see next rank is First Lieutenant. Okay? So First Lieutenant, leadership, 150 crew. Cool. What does that mean? Well, every ship you have has a different requirement for crew. The cutter, if you look here, has a crew requirement, of 40. Privateer, 60. Cutter, exceptional, 40. That's not a bad cutter, actually. Brig, Navy brig, le gros ventre. Le gros ventre. Right? All right. Crew requirement, 240. Navy brig, 135. So, these are the ships you can pop into. This is the ships that at least are being sold in this port right now. So, what does that mean? Well, basically, your crew determines how quickly you reload, set sail, change direction, repair your ship, everything you do. If you can't command enough crew for your ship, you're going to take penalties on what you can do. All right? So, I could buy Le Gros Ventre, this boat right here. There's a problem, though. I can only command 120 crew, and this thing requires 240. Yikes. So what that means is that I have to think about, all right, I'm a second lieutenant, 120 crew, what's the biggest ship I can sail? Well, as a matter of fact, the biggest ship happens to be the Snow. All right, crew 120. Not bad, not bad. All right, so now let's look at equipment on this ship. So as you can see, we have this little display up here. Now, as this is a test UI, they're saying this is going to be prettier later. Stop talking to us. This will look nicer later, we swear. Fine, whatever. We have upgrades, permanent upgrades, officers, which I don't think exist yet, and weapons. All right. And you can see we have lower deck, top deck or weather deck, front, and rear stern chasers. And you can see I have a pretty decent. I actually have all the different types of guns in the game equipped to this ship. All right. These lower numbers down here. These tell you what class of guns you can put aboard. So the first number is going to be artillery, standard cannon. All right. The second number is going to be carronades. Okay. So I can have either class 8 or 9 long guns on this thing, or class 7 or 8 carronades. Now I have on this a class 8 cannon, a medium cannon 6-pounder. You can see it takes 35 seconds to reload. Base damage 32, max dispersion 5 meters per 100 meters horizontal, 13 per 100 vertical. Carronade. Notice that it has much higher dispersion, but it reloads 2 seconds faster, and even though it's a class 8 and this is a class 8, this deals 41 base damage. That's because this is a 12-pounder. Carronades are much shorter, all right, and they fire with a smaller powder charge, which means that they can be built much lighter. Okay, so you can actually mount a heavier gun on a deck than you can with a cannon. In my front chase armament, I have 4-pound long cannons. Now, these things are much slower to fire. They deal less damage because they're longer, heavier, which means you can only fire a lighter round out of them. But you can see they're much more accurate. 4 meters per 100 versus 5 per 100. That's because these guns I only have 2 of them. And these guns are going to be used to engage the enemy as I approach. All right. As you saw in the earlier battle, I was firing chain shot out of these while approaching the enemy to damage their sails. Back here we have our carronades. Another set of 12-pound carronades. These are firing towards our stern. These are our stern chasers. The lower range of the carronade is not as important in this instance because these 12-pound carronades are going to be engaging enemies that are close. They're either chasing me or I'm tacking away from them. Okay? So in this case, I went with 12-pound carronades. On my cutter, I was using a pure load of carronades. Okay? We also have this upgrade here, extra hammocks. This increases the number of crew aboard without changing the amount, without affecting the number of crew I can command. Okay? Increases my my crew module by 5%, which gives me more crew to do stuff with, which is pretty darn good, to be honest with you. Okay, so that's the basic rundown on ships. You also have permanent upgrades. I don't have any equipped, because once put in place, you can't remove them at all. All right. So while we're here, we're just going to look at resources we can pick up. Nothing here, apparently. I thought I have... Oh, I don't have an outpost in here. Oh, because this is Beaufort. I already swung right by Savannah. So we're going to go up north to Charleston, which is as good as any time to talk about navigation. So let's hold on. Let's repair the ship for 2 gold. There we go. Let's look at our fleet. Fleet fully repaired. Awesome. We could hire another one. That's not a terrible idea. At all. At all. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, it's fine. All right. So, let's set our sails. Now let's talk a bit about navigation. All right. Navigation. Navigation's a little bit difficult in this game. You don't have a mini-map. You have a map. But notice that it isn't telling me where I am. I know I'm in Beaufort, so I know I'm right over here. So I know I need to get to Charleston by heading northeast and then up around the coast. But that's the total amount of help that this game gives me. Oh, hey, look, a Trader Snow. Let's go hunt that guy down. He's actually heading in the direction we want to head anyways, so we can hunt him down and engage him. Okay. He's a trader, and he's actually the same type of ship I am, so he's going to have much lighter armament than I will. And we're going to see if we can capture him while we talk about navigation. Navigation, basically, stick to the coast. That's my best advice for you. Just stick to the coast, and you will probably eventually catch up, figure out where you're going, where you need to go. That's pretty much all the advice I can give you, to be honest with you. So understand that in this game, navigation is a matter of figuring out where you are by your landmarks, where you need to go by your landmarks, and then figuring out how to get between the two. There is no good way to sail in the open ocean. We don't have astronomical fixes. We don't have, navigation clocks for Dead Reckoning. You kind of just have to rely on landmark and seacoast. All right? So that is a downside. I'm hoping eventually we'll get some sort of... Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a second. I wasn't fighting a cutter. Oh, wait. Okay. There we go. Right. Okay. We're good. We're good, kids. We're good. All right. So let's take this guy on, shall we? Let's also zoom out a bit so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Full sail, please. Let's leave that on ball. Let's set our front ammo to change shot, if you'll be so kind. Thank you. And we're going to very slowly set sail here. We're going to hit M to command this guy. Command you. And... I want to tell you a guy to demast him. So he is the same type of ship I am. Which means catching him is going to be a bit of a fun game. You just saw my display below. Hey, you just fired something. You just saw in my display below that we finished reloading. The carronades reloaded first, followed by our other guns. Hey, I actually hit his sails that time. Great. We're going to slowly sail forward. Ben Acorn. I feel like that's French and I'm horribly mispronouncing it, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. So our cutter is off to the side doing its little shenanigans. It's still trying to demask the enemy. That's nice. Good to see. You can also hit shift, by the way, to open up a spyglass and actually take a good look at this guy. Yep, there he is. Hull and sails. So as you can see, I'm trying to fight him with my chase guns, really. Which is going to be a lot better for me. Or rather, I'm using my chase guns to try and damage his sails as much as I can. As I close in for the actual action. He has less crew than I do, because he's a merchant ship. So I could just haul up alongside and start boarding him. But I'm going to try and pepper him a little bit before I actually get over to doing that. Alright? So I'm going to try and, knock down his hull, get some of his crew killed with grape shot, and then I'll try and haul up alongside to board him. Yeah, I missed that horribly. Again, these are smoothbores. They're not exactly the most accurate or reliable, not the most accurate guns on the face of the planet here. Now, he probably has stern chasers, too. And I want to try and bear up on his port side. Port is left, starboard's right. So I'm going to try and pull up on his port side. You can see my cutter is actually rapidly outpacing me in this sort of an action. Did some more damage to his sails there. The more damage you do with sails, the slower he'll go, the easier he is to catch. Now, he's probably going to do his best to get out of my range and way as soon as I come up on him. I could do something fancy, like start jinking to the left and the right, to open my broadsides to either side to engage him. But honestly, he's a merchant ship, and if he's content for a slow pursuit like this, then I'll be more than happy to let him take that, Like, I'll absolutely go for a nice slow pursuit against him. Clipped his sails there. We're not doing a lot of damage with sails. That's alright. It's not hugely important. I'm a little faster than he is, I think. So it doesn't really matter overly much. Alright, so we know he has carronades, at least on the upper decks. Which means he is going to be able to fight back, but it doesn't look like he has any chase armaments. Did some more damage to his sails there. My little cutter's coming up alongside now. We've all sort of committed to this stern chase. He's going to open his broadside, I think, to try and engage me. Oh, I've been sailing at half sail. Wow, that was silly and stupid of me. Could have had this fight over a little bit faster. Oops. Alright, so he isn't opening up his broadside. That's interesting. Did some more damage to his sails there. We're going to come up alongside of him. I wish you could really just call upon these guys to surrender their ship, because this is ridiculous. We're just like, yep, alright, We're both sailing up on each other. Huzzah. Okay, so now he's starting to be evasive. Alright. Hi. Okay, I'm not certain what he's doing now. I had a bit too much headway on me to actually get into a duel with him at close range. Does he actually have any guns? I can't tell. Those are my stern chasers, for those of you who couldn't tell. Alright, let's actually... We'll go to boarding control, battle stations. As you can see, these guns are not terribly effective. Now, if you notice, everything's slowed down a bit now that I've gone into boarding mode. And I'm allowing the wind to spill from my sails here. And I'm under battle sail at this point. Not certain where all those shots decided to go off to. We'll reload with grape now. Now she's going to have to come up past me as I go to a dead stop now. Let's see if I can't get a boarding action going here. Boarding. There we go. Okay, so now we're into the boarding action. This is a mini game, all right? And I'm going to try to explain it the best I can, but I'm really not great at it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. It's kind of like playing rock, paper, scissors, all right? So a brace is defeated by an attack. I know that as right off the bat. Now he's going to defend. I killed 12, he killed 5. So we're going to see what he does next with his next defend, all right? So he's defending, so I'm going to fire grenades. So he's going to brace against me. All right, that's not bad. So he's going to brace, and now I'm going to brace. And while I'm here... order him to retreat out. So he braced to recover some preparation. Every time you do something in this game, it spends preparation, okay? Now his crew's a lot lower than mine is right now. So we're both going to brace up again. He's going to fire grenades. I'm going to brace. That's going to hurt. No, didn't hurt that bad. So now he's going to brace, and I'm going to attack. His preparation, I think, is... Oh, nope, he can defend. All right, I didn't realize he could still defend. That's fine. He's going to defend. I'm going to attack. I'm going to lose some people, but so is he. Yeah, I killed a lot. So he's under crew shock now, which means he can't reload as effectively. I'm going to brace. He's going to defend. Nope, he's going to brace. Okay. So he's going to recover some preparation, but so am I. So now I'm going to see what he's going to fire deck guns. So I'm going to musket volley, I believe. That may not work. Yeah, kind of. So he's going to brace, I'm going to brace, we're both going to brace up here. Okay, he's going to fire grenades, which is going to hurt again. But again, I can afford the crew losses. So he's bracing. I'm going to attack again. And probably force him to defend. Or no, he's just going to brace right through my attack. Which meant that he lost the boarding. Alright, so we're now going to press escape to close. Press and hold X to capture. And then I'm going to press and hold X to capture again to jump back to my other ship. So there we go. I've just taken her over. We're going to call her crew to repair. I don't have any guns. I just have some deck carronades by the looks of it. We're now going to press and hold X to jump back to our other ship. I don't know if you need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. And there we go, guys. That was a boarding action. Yay! Alright, so now we can leave battle. Yes. Now you can see, she had some redwood log. Yeah. Send to outpost. We'll send you up to Charleston. Yes. You can see we got some gold and some XP. But more importantly, we captured a ship. I don't think there's a way to split this. I mean, I could... Ship overloaded. Yep, okay. So we're just going to go, okay, confirm. That's fine. We'll lose that. It doesn't really matter. So now we go to Charleston. we should find that we have a ship waiting for us up there. All right? Remember what I said about navigation? Where are you? Ah, that's a U.S. Navy fleet. Yeah. 6 victories. So that's 12 first rates, 9 third rates, and actually 12 third rate-ish. I think the Boulogne is a third rate. Don't attack those. That's another one. Wow. Yeah. And 6 frigates. Jeesh, that's a big fleet. All right, so we're going to sail north now. We're going to eventually get up to Charleston. So, guys, this has been Mr. Kassarian. Thank you for watching. You learned a little bit about navigation. Basically, use landmarks and stay near the coast. And you saw another naval battle where I actually captured another ship and did the boarding mini-game. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. This has been Mr. Kassarian. If you enjoyed this episode, please give me a like, comment, and or subscription. If you did not like this episode for whatever reason, please tell me why not. And I will attempt to fix it going forward. All right? Sounds good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in the next episode. But until then, good hunting.